Hello. Look, there's my sedan. The sedan was parked at the back and the coupe was here, and I've just got the sedan out and I've just taken it for a little run. It's actually the first time I've ran it this year. I mean, it's July now, first time I've ran it. It's running alright, running nicely actually. Feels powerful, you know. I tried to use the overdrive and it didn't work. So what I need to know is, why isn't it working? This relay controls the overdrive, so I need to work out how that is wired in. It should work when it's in fourth gear like that. It should work. So that's on the auxiliary or ancillary, wherever it is. There's nothing, it's not clicking. So I need to look for the feed to and from this switch and check that that fourth gear inhibit, or rather inhibit everything except fourth gear switch down there. Make sure that that works, and wonder if what might be wrong with this. Hope there isn't anything wrong with this, because it isn't cheap. It wasn't cheap. I've given the terminals a little fiddle about with. There is a terminal that's not used, but I think that always was the case. I might have to go back and revisit my video to look to see how this is wired. Yeah, okay, righto. Leave it with me then, and I'll have a look, see what's going on. I'll give you a little walk around the car first. Here we are, here's the sedan anyway. That's Sunbeam Rapier steering wheel, modified, you know, to fit. 100E centre cap, generic indicators, little switch here which I believe is off some sort of a bubble car. Kind of weird, it bends but it works. 4-speed Volvo gearbox fitted in front of the cross member, and then behind the cross member is the overdrive. Yeah, so pretty stripped down utilitarian vehicle. That's a 276-inch flat motor. These are my homemade hood props, which work really well. It's the rod that would hold the bonnet side, the hood side. I just bent it like that. Twin carbs, Thixton manifold, all working, all running. 3 3/8 bore, 4-inch stroke. One of the last things I did to it was to fix this because it sprang a leak. Okay, right, so, okay, electrical stuff. Electrical stuff isn't exciting in the slightest, but I'll work my way through. Okay, back in a bit. Hello, it's a little bit later. I went and looked at my own video, funnily enough, about how to wire this relay in, and I see that I've marked up here, even though it's a bit rubbed off, but 12 volts in, earth or ground if you like, solenoid there, that's the light. Oh no, it's not. And then on this side we've got light there, which I don't think I had when I did the video. Momentary switch there in the middle. Fourth switch here, 85. And it still wasn't working. Rather, well, why would it be? I hadn't changed anything. So what I've done, I've disconnected the fourth gear switch, and I've put a temporary wire on there that goes to ground, there goes to earth. So now it's turned on, so when I flick the switch it works. You can hear the relay clicking and the solenoid clicking. So the problem is either down there or where the wire, where one of those wires goes to ground. So, which looks to be there actually. So I'll now do some probing there and see what I can find, and I'll bring you back in a little bit. This wire that I've disconnected, this one here, needs to be grounded for the solenoid to pull in, which I've just bypassed using this. I was a little bit surprised, but it would appear to be that the neutral switch, which was in that hole there, appears to have failed. I've got it out. I checked the wire into the ground and that was okay. I checked the wire into the switch and that was okay, but I couldn't get the contact across the switch. Here's the switch, and it works when that plunger is pressed in. So if I press it, that should go, you know, to show continuity, and it's not. I'm pressing the plunger in and it's not making the switch. Okay. When I bought this, I did buy 2 of them, so I'm hoping I might have another one somewhere. Other than that, I'm going to have to order one off eBay. Okay, righto. Back in a bit then. Hello. In my typical way of managing not to capture YouTube gold, I dismantled this switch. It's just as I've took it apart. Basically I put it in the vise here and hammered the crimps in, and as I hammered the crimps in, it started to want to push out because there was a spring behind it. Here's the outer piece, and you can see that that contact there is a bit worn, so that one's cleaning up. And here's the contact piece that touches onto it, and that's a bit less than perfect as well. But it's all pretty simple, to be honest. It's all pretty simple. So it's a case of just cleaning up those contacts, cleaning that out, making sure this plunger isn't stuck. It's a little bit tight because I was kind of hammering it around a bit. I bashed it all around with a hammer and I got it to work intermittently, but I couldn't say that it was reliable. So I thought, okay, it's going to be no harm, no foul to dismantle this because it wasn't working. So I thought that's going to be easier than trying to find the other one that I've got. Plus I think the other one is connected up differently, so it's easier to just continue with what you've got than try and do something different. Let's clean everything up then, and I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Hello. There's all the parts cleaned up. What I did, I just got this piece of Scotch-Brite and took that and rubbed it like that, and then rubbed that piece on it as well. So that's okay. So I'll put it back together now. You can see where the crimps were. There was one there and one there. So that means that the contacts were between here and here, because it would have been difficult to crimp it where the contacts are. Okay. I'll be back in a little bit. I've just kind of pressed it in. I haven't crimped it over. So hopefully that'll work now. There's a little O-ring on that plunger. So let me see if I can connect my thing to it. Hang on. Yeah, that works straight away, look. There it is, recrimped. Cool, I'll get that fitted back in there and we'll see if it works. Okay, the switch is back in place and I put my little cover over it. The cover is actually a gearbox, a gear lever surround. Just put that over it, just to protect it a bit from my feet. Yeah. So let's put the switch on to ancillary. I keep saying auxiliary, but it's ancillary, isn't it? That's in neutral. No, it ain't. That's in neutral. So no switch, no switch, no switch. That's in fourth. Switch. There we go. That's fixed it. Switch. And you can see the amp gauge change as well with the load from the solenoid. That's good, isn't it? So if I've got it on and I take it out of gear, it loses it because of the loss of contact on that switch. It's a pretty clever setup because it'll come out when you give it a secondary contact like that, or if it's in, it comes out when you shift out of fourth gear. Now if this was wired the old-fashioned way and the overdrive switch was still on, when you went into fourth gear it'd come back on, but it don't, because it's clever. So that is in fourth gear. Flicker the switch and it's on. Off. Cool. Okay. Righto, mystery solved then. It was good that I was able to dismantle it and fix it and put it back together. 1975, that switch is dated. So it's like getting on for 50 years old. And it still works. I'm not going to test it now because it's rush hour, you can hear all the cars. So that's good, isn't it? Anyway, so have we still got fuel? Yeah, ooh, not much fuel. Not much fuel. So next time I run it, I'll take it down to the fuel station and I'll get some fuel. And the fuel's low in that car as well, I could do some fuel in there. So anyway, so yeah, there we go. First little drive of the Sedan, which I didn't show, but it went okay. And it threw up a little problem, which I fixed. So all is well. Okay. And I need to do something with this. I like to just kind of tuck it up here out the way. Goes up here somewhere. Up there. But it falls out after a bit, so I need to do something with that. Okay, but that will do for now. Right out, everything's switched off. When I came to this car to start it a few days ago, the battery was dead flat and I had to put it on charge, and I realised that I'd left this switch like that, but that means the fuel gauge is on, so that flattened the battery. There's nothing else on but the fuel gauge is on. Okay. Okay, that's good, isn't it? You know, just doing a little fix like that. We'll call it good at that then. Thank you very much for joining me in the garage. Take care, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers then. Bye.